Prices have been going up everywhere. Seems like every time you turn around, something else is getting more expensive every day. That includes guitars, basses, drums, and other musical instruments too, especially ones made in the USA. I was noticing that on my latest trip to the store. Then, on the used wall, I found an 8-year-old relic from a long, long time ago called 2017, and showed for once Gibson at least tried to make something more affordable. This little blue and pearl-red white machine is a 2017 Gibson Melody Maker M2 from Gibson's Forgotten S series of guitars. Gibson launched the S series in 2017 as a way to offer more affordable USA-made instruments, ranging between $400 and $900 US. Also included with the Melody Maker M2 were an SG, a Les Paul, and even a Firebird Zero, which definitely looks like a Zero compared to the real Firebirds. It was obviously modeled after the non-reverse models, but much more extremely so. I remember trying the Firebird Zero at the time. It sounded okay, but the fret ends were extremely sharp and jagged. I was surprised my left hand wasn't bleeding after I finished playing it. Doing some digging on the 2017 internet, I found out I was not alone in that. Several other players have been complaining about the S-series guitars, requirement craftsmanship and quality control. Meanwhile, on the other end of the spectrum, a bunch of corn-fed numbskulls were still standing at the ready, and still saluting to their almighty G, Gibson, not God, applauding Gibson for at least trying to produce more affordable instruments in the good old US of A. Despite Gibson's best efforts, the S-series was canceled after about 2 years from what I could tell, consigned to be just another forgotten part of Gibson's history. Now, here I find myself 8 years later in this rotten year of our Lord 2025, with prices going sky high left and right, face to face again with one of the Gibson S-series guitars. Were they really as bad as I remember? I thought to myself. Only one way to find out. I took the guitar off the wall and immediately noted the missing truss rod cover. Why would that be? Did somebody have to adjust the truss rod earlier? Did the truss rod simply fall off? No time to get to the bottom of that. I would have to get a strap to try the guitar out. Strap required, back to work. Picking the guitar up this time, I noticed the neck was made of maple. Maple neck on a Gibson? How blasphemous. Typically these guitars have mahogany necks. And mahogany bodies, but I'm pretty sure this body is not mahogany. It's nowhere near as heavy. What was it then? Poplar? Aha, yes, poplar. Before trying the guitar out, I decided to look it over top to bottom. It also had a rosewood fingerboard with 22 frets and dot inlays, 2 simple hum canceller pickups, a master volume, a master tone, a 3-way toggle switch, and an output jack. No messing around here. Just a simple bare-bones riffing machine. Similar to the Ibanez Iceman I tried a few weeks ago. Because of the last-minute nature of this assignment, I would have to make do with whatever amp I could find that was plugged in and ready to go. That proved to be a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe right at my own feet, next to the wall where I had found the guitar. I attached the strap and then I began to plug it. Everybody starts attracting a crowd. Last thing I need now are bug-eyed looky-loos. Ah, patered. Okay. I plugged in and decided to check the squeaky clean tones first. At this point, I had noticed the fret ends on this particular M2 were actually okay. So not jagged and painful like that Firebird Zero was a few years ago. Oh god, my left hand was mad at me after that. Squeaky clean tones done, I decided to try some overdriven tones, switching the amp to its distorted channel. So far, so good. Good punk rock chops. Maybe that's what Gibson was marketing for. Next generation of up-and-coming punk rockers in all the cities of the USA. Punk rockers need something they can afford to lose or break on stage. And the S-series guitars with their lower price tags definitely fit that bill. What about leads? I thought next. Time to start shredding. Wow, I thought to myself, pickups didn't have some balls to them. And why wouldn't they? An internet search after the fact proved that they were the Gibson Pro-Bucker's hum canceller pickups, for those legendary Gibson humbucker tones. By about this point, I was finding the M2 rather satisfactory. Sure, it wasn't the best guitar I had ever played, certainly not the best Gibson I had ever played, but it would get the job done in a pinch. Sometime after that, I began to wonder, however, if Gibson owns Epiphone, why would they make lower-cost American instruments? Why do that? Easy. The egos of guitar players are so that some who just love Gibsons will simply only accept an American-made Gibson, not an Indonesian or Korean-made Epiphone. Perhaps Gibson had hoped the original S-Series models would take off in popularity, and allow them to create lower-cost variants of their other guitars, like the Firebird, the Flying V, the Explorer, the ES335, you name it. Fortunately, it was not meant to be. Too many quality control issues under the rule of Juskowitz meant the S-Series guitars, including the M2, reduced to nothing more than laughingstocks of the guitar industry. Rather than divert attention away from Epiphone, Gibson pushed everyone else to Epiphone, presenting their status as a group of chumps. Hell, I was a victim of that too. Having played that Firebird Zero that shredded the skin on my left hand, I began to wonder, has Gibson really lost it? Can they really make quality instruments again? By recent examples, it appears yes, but not under a price of 4 figures. They still have Epiphone for that, however. If nothing else, all the Gibson S-Series guitars are nothing more than simple tools to get the job done. 2 Gibson hum canceller pickups, a simple toggle switch, volume and tone, plus a wraparound bridge to easily restring and keep in tune. At least as far as Gibsons will stay in tune anyway. By the end of this assignment, I was rather fond of this particular M2, and I realized I had been wrong 8 years ago. Just because the first guitar in a series you play happens to be terrible, does not mean all of them are. I would recommend checking out the S-Series guitars for yourself, but check them out in person. Make sure you can play them before you buy them. That way you can make an informed decision. And with the aftermarket prices staying below $1,000 all day, every day, there's absolutely no excuse to at least try an S-Series guitar out. Be it the M2, the Les Paul Special, the SG Special, or even the Firebird Zero. I would like to find another one of those to try out, and give it a chance at redemption. Until then, however, I leave you with this. God bless Gibson for getting back on track since 2017. As we look forward to the future, Gibson's probably well past their bad days. Let's all remember that. Have a good day.